Custom forms are a pivotal part of digital data collection in the field. The custom forms functionality is great for collecting data that the system doesn't automatically have inputs for. For example, if you're low-flow sampling, you would not need to create a form to capture typical low-flow sampling information such as conductivity and turbidity. Water quality data points are built into the sampling method already. Custom forms are great for collecting data points that are specific to your firm. Today, we're going to create a well inspection form. After creating a sampling event, you will have the option to start generating forms. Form editing is also available in the Settings tab. Since this is a new workspace, there are no forms to choose from. We're going to select Add Form. At the top, we can give this form a name. We'll call it Well Inspection Form. Below is our active form fields. Below that is a list of available fields. As you can see, some common fields are generated automatically. Let's create our first field. Click Add Field. Next, we can give a name to the prompt. Our first prompt will be vault diameter. We'll add at the end of the name that we would like this reported in inches. Since there will only be numbers entered in this field, we will choose number as the type. Hit Save after. Let's add another field. This one will be called Well Type. Since it will give the user a list of options to select, let's set the type as Select One. Now we have the option to add our active options. We want to give the user two options, Flush Mount and Stick Up. So we'll type each one in individually, hitting the Add button each time. Hit Save when done. Select One data types are great for when the answers are limited and known, such as yes and no. Let's add another field. This one will be called Notes. We can choose the text type because we want to allow the user to enter anything they need. Let's add another field. This will be for documenting damage to the well. We can set this type to Photo. This allows the users to take photographs with their device for documentation. Let's create our last field. This will be a signature type. This will allow verification that the user has indeed completed the form. This input will give the users an area to enter their signature. Now that we have the field we want, let's hit Save. This form will now show up in all projects created inside this workspace. To connect this form to individual sample locations, check the box next to the form and hit Save. The form will now appear in your sampling workscope. You can select individual samples to connect the form to, or have the entire work scope require the form. It's up to you. Another type of form is the event level form at the bottom. This type of form covers an entire event. Great examples of these are tailgate meetings forms or equipment checklists. These forms are selected from the same area your sampling forms are created. Now that we have our work scope ready, let's head to the Field app and see what it looks like. Inside our Event on the Field app, we can see our event level form at the bottom. To fill this out, tap the form. The next screen will contain all the data inputs you've assigned to this form. Hit back when the form is completed. Forms connected to individual sample locations will appear after you start sampling. Form data connected to individual sample locations appear under the Field Data tab at the top of the sampling workflow. At the top left is the title of the form. You can have multiple forms assigned to individual sample locations. Now, let's take a look where the data goes. When any data has been entered in the Field app and the device has synced back to the cloud, you can access that data in the Forms tab on your sampling event. The document appears below your sampling report. Click to download. A PDF will download to your device. As you can see, the data collected will show in this document. You can also access this data in the reporting feature. Click the Reports tab and head down to Analytical Data Tables. Here, you can select which form parameters you'd like to add to your data tables. Form information is also accessible in CSV format in the Data Export area, or you can share field data by hitting the Share button on the Field app and emailing the data file. Our form functionality is always growing, so keep a lookout for new types of fields being added and new ways to share and present your data.